Such prosperous, picture postcard views are of course very attractive to the eye, but they give no real clue to the troubled history of Alsace. A history shared by the Hugel family ever since it arrived in Ricvier in 1639. From the 30 Years' War until World War II, the Alsace wine region continually suffered and struggled to survive. It has taken half a century of peace to revive the quality of Alsace wines and restore their historic reputation. The Hugel family is proud to have actively participated in this rebirth. Hugel is more than just a name. It's about a specific concept of wine, a state of mind, a philosophy. The family business, 100% self-financed, has 28 employees, and 5 members of the family are totally involved in every step from the vine to the wine. Their single-minded goal is absolute quality. Their relentless search for quality has been richly rewarded. The Hugel family was elected by their peers to membership of Primum Familiae Vini, a group of just 12 prestigious wine-producing families from the most famous wine regions of the world. At Hugel, real Alsace tradition is nothing to do with storks and folk costumes. It is about putting one's imagination and energy to work at continually improving the quality of the wine. Here, the expression in vino veritas comes alive. A bottle signed Hugel is the sum total of all the care and attention given to the vine throughout one entire year. The family has always maintained that the wine is already in the grape. The daily use of ancestral skills enable each grape to reach its maximum degree of expression. The same careful and precise way of pruning has been used for centuries. The clippings return to the soil. This is the only type of fertilization used in the Hugel vineyards. In this way, the vine renews itself. The quality of the grape depends on the soil and the year's climate. The Hugel family uses every possible means to achieve the natural concentration of ripeness in the grape. Yields are limited to 2/3 or even less than those usually practiced in the region. Grafts are selected exclusively from vines in the family's own estate, according to a very strict criteria of quality. Planting a vine is easy, but the choice of quality will last as long as the vine itself, often 50 years or more. A young vine becomes productive after 4 years and achieves its maximum yield between 8 and 30 years. Fertilizer shortens the lifespan of the vines. Maximum quality comes from vines aged from 30 to 50 years. 2% of the Hugel estate is replanted each year in order to maintain an average age of 25 years for the vines. Summer is the ideal period to treat the vines, but on the Hugel estate, treatments are limited to the bare minimum. Above all, nature and quality must be respected. Depending on the year, a green harvest takes place in late July. Excess bunches, 15% to 25% in all, are sacrificed on the altar of quality. In summer, the wine grower stays close to his vines. Afterwards, nature alone takes charge. Alsace is the driest wine region of France. It has a semi-continental microclimate with very distinct cold winter and hot summer conditions. September and October are the driest months. A particularly long vegetation cycle favors the formation of aromatic elements in the grape, while cool nights preserve the essential acidity. Another unique quality factor is a veritable mosaic of soils. In Alsace, the geology of the Rhine Rift Valley has created an extremely wide range of soil types. These specific conditions explain the presence of the 8 grape varietals and the extraordinary variety of wines produced. Drawing on centuries of experience, the Hugel family knows how to adapt each varietal to its own specific soil type. As the family estate is mainly on clay, limestone soils, the company has contracted to obtain supplies of grapes and only grapes grown on other types of soil in neighboring villages, with a similarly strong reputation for quality as Ricvier. If cameras had existed in the 17th century, they would have recorded the same scenes. Here, as in the past, now and in the future, grapes are harvested exclusively by hand. The most consideration is given to the grape by the harvesters, who are seasoned professionals. The grapes are cut carefully and attentively, then placed in small containers with just one goal in mind: to ensure the skin stays intact up to the last moment, in order to preserve all that is essential. The juice must be protected until it is released in the press. Generic Hugel or tradition Hugel? The ripeness of the grapes determines their destination on arrival. The basic Hugel range comes from grapes supplied by long-term contract growers, while the tradition range consists of grapes from the family estate, supplemented by selected grapes chosen from contract growers. In the finest vintages only, Jubilee Hugel wines are produced from grapes grown in the historic heart of the family estate. These are true gastronomic wines. In vintages which favor the development of noble rot, Vendange Tardive and Sélection de Grains Nobles wines are picked in the very same vineyards. The transformation of grape into juice takes place on 3 levels using natural gravity. A gentle method without undue brutality that respects the integrity of the grape right to the end. As mentioned earlier, at Hugel, before being in the wine, quality is to be found firstly in the grape. What is the secret of vinification at the house of Hugel? The juice is decanted for a few hours in stainless steel tanks. Then transferred into oak barrels or other vats for a slow fermentation over 3 to 4 weeks under temperature control. It is racked only once, usually in December. A wine that is gently maturing should not be disturbed without reason. The very cold Alsace winter means no artificial treatment is needed to precipitate tartrate crystals in the barrels. Just by opening the cellar windows, the wine clarifies itself by natural cold stabilization. The wine is filtered in the spring just before bottling. Where others use filters of 0.45 or even 0.65 microns, Hugel uses a filter of 1.2 microns. At Hugel, a wine is never corrected. On the contrary, its raw material is respected. The less that is removed, the more authentic a wine remains. The family's quest for quality is also reflected in the way their wines are bottled. The golden rule is for every wine to be homogeneous, so that the totality of each wine is put into bottle at the same time. Whether supplied to the restaurant at the end of the street or on the other side of the world, the wine of each vintage will be identical from the first bottle to the last. Every cork is branded with a Hugel name, both as a signature and as a guarantee of authenticity. Hugel wines are fine wines that are designed to age slowly in bottle. The aging period is determined before the wine is put on sale, according to its potential. The greater its potential, the longer it will mature before being released. The date of release and the price are decided by the family in a very formal way. Once every year, Jean, Marc and Etienne take part in a blind tasting, carefully prepared by André Hugel. For each wine with a Hugel label, every recent vintage and each bottle size are tasted blind, together with comparable wines in that category, both from Alsace and elsewhere. In this way, quality is the only factor that is taken into consideration when the release date and price are decided. Final step before departure. Each bottle is checked in front of a special light screen, then labelled in accordance with the laws in force in the country of destination. Each carton is weighed, 12 bottles and no fewer. In more than 100 countries, exclusive agents look after the distribution of Hugel wines to the finest establishments. Hugel wines travel well and maintain well because the family considers itself responsible for every single bottle, right up to the moment it is enjoyed. In Alsace dialect, Hugel means hill. And it is true that from the top of a hill, one can see a long way. A very long way, in fact, as these marvelous bottles will charm palates and partner fine food all over the world. Everywhere, almost a ritual, with the same simple yet formal gestures, before tasting these wines, created here in Alsace by the earth, the sun, and a family with a passion for quality.